Well, hello everyone. This is Peach, and today I'm playing Dramatical Murder. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna talk about my relationship with this game probably when the opening rolls in. But for now, you know what? I just want to play because I love and miss this game so much. Dot dot dot. You really came. I was waiting, always. So mysterious. Hurry to me. Destroy me. What a way to start. With your power. Okay. Well, that's just charming, isn't it? I will need to be caffeinated for this because, oh my god, this game is no joke and I'm quite rusty. Oh,
はい、お電話ありがとうございます。ジャンクショップ平凡です。
this is it. The first scene. Guys, we're doing it.
はい。
そちらのお店でオールメイト用の S2 型カスタムパーツって扱ってますか？
So, in case anyone is wondering, all mates in this universe are like little technological devices that are often shaped in cute animals. You can carry them with you and they give you information. They can be a GPS. They can even do like tasks around the house. So,
はい、扱ってます。在庫もございますが。
あ、そうですか。わかりました。ありがとうございます。
I wish I had an all mate.
ご注文でしょうか。
あ、いえ、その、
That guy sounds like a pervert.
はい。
突然こんなこと言うのもどうかと思うんですけど、
Pervert confirmed?
はい。
Look at him. I love this art. I've always liked this image just because it's the first one you see in the game and it's so nice. He just looks so nice. I love everything about it.
もしよかったら、その、今日お店が終わった後にでも会えたりしませんかね？
No.
あ
あ、いや、なんていうか、ほら、声がね、あなたの声、なんていうか、ずいぶんいい声してるな、なんて思っちゃったりして。
It is a very nice voice, not gonna lie. But that's not an excuse for
い
sexual
えいえ、そ
harassment.
んなまさかとんでもない。大変恐縮です。あ、ところでお客様、一つ思い出したことがありましてよろしいですか？
あ、は
実はですね、先ほど S2 型カスタムパーツのお話をされてましたが、今度そのシ
That's
リ
a
ーズの
great seller
新し
right
いタイプ
now.
を先行で入荷す
Right
るんで
thou?
すよ。
Am I fine? Right there is what I meant to say. Just pull out the customer service voice and give them what they want.
それでですね、ただいまお得意様だけに特別にご紹介するという形で予約を承っているんですが、いかがでしょう？
Smart.
おそらく人気商品なのですぐに売り切れてしまうと思うのですが、今予約していただければ確実にご購入いただけるかと。
Make the customer feel special. That's important too.
でも、
もちろんこれはお得意様限定の特別なご案内ですので、ご予約いただければサービスいたしますよ。
Service.
サービス？
はい、サービスです。
He's incredible.
じゃあぜひ、それ予約します。
I'll buy you seductive boy.
かしこまりました。ありがとうございます。それでは今からお客様の個人データをお送りください。はい、ありがとうございました。確かにご予約を承りました。
And just like that, he made the sale.
それでは今後とも当店をどうぞごひいきに。
Thank you, pervert guy.
どうも。
Never come back to this shop. Look at the little cat on top of the phone, so cute. As soon as I hang up the phone, I let out a huge sigh. Although I do it knowingly, speaking to the customers with an ulterior motive is really annoying. Well, if it goes well, I'm sure to sell something, so it's fine. Your voice is so wonderful, I need to meet you no matter what. Among the people who contact our shop by phone, there are an awful lot of guys who say that. They want to meet me when all they know is my voice. If I was a woman, it'd be better. Not really, but usually a guy wouldn't ask another guy something like that. At first I could handle them well, but like anyone else would, I became irritated when it kept happening. But it also became easier to entice customers to buy products. From then on, like that phone call just now, I could make even more sales. Strangely enough, though, it doesn't happen in the actual shop. Sometimes a customer actually comes to meet me after a telephone call, but I just play it off. They all end up leaving without noticing I was the owner of that voice. Since there's not much harm done, I just think, well, whatever, and leave it be.
店長はそろそろかな。
I stretch my arms out wide and place my eyes on the digital clock on the counter. This shop provides a variety of things ranging from small expendable supplies to specialized metal parts at a bargain price. Junk shop Heybon. I was attracted by the subtleness of the store name and started working here. I wonder how long it's been. Anyway, it was a long time ago.
ん
Everyone
メールか。
peeped that very interesting sign on the left. That very totally innocent smiley face with the very normal looking eyes. Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. I was spacing out and had my elbow on the counter when the coil on my arm rang. So just to explain, the coil is also a technological device, but it's more like a smartphone kind of thing. Aoba has a wristwatch model, and yep. Oh, well, alright, there we go. A coil is something like a mobile phone, but it's much more convenient than just that. Phone calls, messages, payments, identification, and of course, watching TV can all be done with this one machine.
どれどれ。囚われの姫
I'm sorry, I'm distracted because I'm peeping some messages from Kojaku and even one from Mizuki. Very interesting. Captive Princess. Is it a new kind of advertisement? The adult kind, maybe. It'll probably continue like, please help me, I'm troubled by my aching body, or something. Delete. As I was handling my coil, something slammed into my waist. I fall from the chair and something heavy lands on my back. 3 giggling voices. The culprits had to be. Ah, the little brats. That's not true. Alba is very cool.
お前らな。
The evil brat siblings finally appeared. The eldest son, Kyo, the second son, Nao, and the eldest daughter, Mio. A group of annoying neighborhood kids who only come here to go on wild rampages.
ここは遊び場じゃねえって何度も言ってるだろう。学習能力ないのかお前ら。
He's so pressed. They're just kids. Pervert. Nao raises his voice after looking at my coil over my shoulder, and the remaining 2 hear it and lean all over me. I'm going to suffocate.
おりろバカ。
エッチなメール、エッチなメール。青葉変態だ。変態。大人の男って不潔ね。
So dirty. I mean, look at me playing this game for an audience. We're all so dirty. It does look pretty sketchy of a shop, huh?
マグリー、マグリー。やっぱりダサいわ、この店。
Then stop coming here. Nobody invited you.
よし、変態で不潔でモグリの青葉は逮捕だな。
No.
そうね。はい。
Don't honest, Aoba, he's a good boy.
お前らいい加減どけ。
Yeah, that was so scary. I jolt up, legs wobbling, trying to shake them off. They don't care if I say they're childish. There's no way those kids would give up just like that.
ねえねえ、あの棚の上にあるの何に使うのかな。
Oh no, what did he see?
きっと誰かを倒すための道具なんだぜ。
Excuse me?
怖い。男って野蛮ね。
She didn't lie. She knows. Their attention had already moved on to other things.
お前らなってげ
Yeah. I was shocked when I looked at my coil. At some point it had started to display completion screen. Oh yeah, I had a feeling I heard a strange sound from it a while ago. Maybe I accidentally pushed a button when I was messing with the kids. I hope I didn't download some strange program.
ああもう最悪じゃねえか。
As I stand there confused, the retro bell on the front of the door rings.
今日の届け先はちょっと遠かったな。
The store manager, Haga-san, who had gone out for a delivery, was back.
ハガさん
Haga-san! I love this character
遅くなりました。
introduction
青葉君
screen. Haga-san's smiling face droops when he sees the evil brats. Considering the damage they caused to the shop, well, it's a natural reaction.
いやー、君たち、こんにちは。
Oh, you guys are here! Great! That's totally great.
あれ取ってよ。ちょっと待ってろ。ちょっと。
Oh no,
木を打ったら意外と小
this
さいの
can't
ね。
be good.
なんだと。
こらこら君たち、店の中で遊んだら危ないよ。怪我をしてしまうか
Yeah,
ら
it's
ね。
dangerous for the shop. Don't break anything. Haga-san warns in confusion, but the brats aren't listening.
君たち。
ああ、うるさいな。
So rude.
うるさいハゲ。
Oh boy, he said it. The air around Haga-san freezes.
そこで遊んでいらっしゃる子供の
I
皆
think
さ
that was the
ん。
trigger word right there.
つかぬこと。今、何とおっしゃいました
Uh-oh.
さあ、もう一回言ってみてください。最初の言葉はは
How are you gonna recover from this?
ゲシク。ハゲシク。お腹が減ったから。
Yeah, that's what I thought.
よし、帰るぞ。
Mm-hmm.
帰ろうよ。
That's right, go. The evil brats run out of the store at full speed.
歯の続きは
That fire background is making me dizzy. I don't like the way it's
あ
moving.
あそうだ店長。そうだ聞いてくださいよ。
I start talking in a hurry to the mumbling Haga-san.
A パーツの S シリーズの注文が最近また増えてきたんですよ。
Yeah. A pervert bought it because of my voice. Isn't that great, boss?
パーツ
はい。いやーさすがですね。やっぱり店長の読み通りでしたね。前月より売り上げ 50% 増しですよ。
Amazing news.
そうですか。
そうです。増量です。売り上げ倍増です。
All thanks to that sexy
売り
voice.
上げ倍増。
Mm-hmm.
それは良かったです。
There we go.
そんなに売れてるということでしたら、もう少しストックを厚くしておきましょうかね。
No, that store looks pretty full to me already. After Haga-san listens to my good news, he finally returns to normal. What a relief. That was dangerous. Haga-san is so outrageous that once he snaps, he begins to act violently. Oh my god. When he returned to his usual state, he pushed up his glasses, raised his eyebrows, and laughed.
いやー、本当に全く困った子供たちですね。
You can say that again.
ですね。
やんちゃすぎるところさえなければ可愛い子たちなんですけど。
ですよね。
Aoba is so nervous. I'm still surprised no matter how many times I see him change to almost a different person. I think it's said that people like that are fast to flip the switch.
そうだ、青葉くん。
Hagasan walks to the counter and picks up a paper bag by his feet. By his feet?
申し訳ないんですけど、こ
Excuse
の
me?
荷物を発送してきてもらえませんか。今日はそのまま上がって構いませんので。
Yeah, work is almost over.
いいんですか？
ええ、実はですね、これから急にお客さんが来ることになったんです。だから今日はお店も早めに閉めようと思って。
そういうことなら了解っす。
I pick up my bag next to me and take the paper bag from Hagasan. Wait, from his feet? As I check the slip, I notice the destination is a bit far. This is a package going to the courier.
それじゃ行ってきます。あと、お疲れ様でした。
Otsukaresama.
はい、お疲れ様。気をつけてね。
Alright, we're going out on a little adventure. I bow to wildly smiling Hagasan and step outside. The time display on my coil reads 3 p.m. Some people mingle in this area even though it's a back street. There were several routes I could use to get to the courier. I wondered which would be the fastest. I take a soft lump of fur with both of my hands out from my bag on my shoulder. Who could it be? Ah! Look at his little toe beans. They're so cute. They're so plump. I just want to squeeze them. Look at his little tongue. So cute. While holding the sleeping lump of fur, I started up by pressing my hand against his forehead.
レン、起きろ。
Aww. When I call him, he opens his deep black eyes with a click.
青葉。
運び屋まで行きたいんだけど、一番早いルート検索してくれ。
了解。
His voice just makes him even cuter. I love him so much. Silently, Ren lightly touches his paws to my upper arm.
東の241通りは検問のために封鎖。バスは点検のために運休。北のターミナルを迂回した方が早い。
See, how useful would that be? I mean, I guess your phone can do that, but does your phone look like that? Exactly.
そっか、サンキュー。
When I pat his head, just as he deserves, Ren barks once and wags his tail.
よっしゃ、それじゃ行きますか。
Yeah! I put on the headphones hanging from my neck and push the play button. Ah, hell yes! Ah, here we go, we're doing it. I'm so happy. You know, I always thought it was really cool that Goatbed made a lot of music for this game, but also Aoba is like canonically a big fan of their music. I just think that's so cool. I love their music, they're so good. And there we are, Dramatical Murder. So I played this game years and years ago. I mean, this was released in 2012. Granted, I was a Kojaka! Alright. Granted, don't get distracted. It's fine. They're just characters. They can't hurt you. Okay, yes, this game was released in 2012. I was a little late to the party. I might have played this in like 2015. I'm not sure. But I loved it. I became addicted. I became a huge fan very quickly. I actually played the whole game, every route, even routes that I may have not liked. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. But yeah, now we're in 2020, everything sucks. So I thought, well, I'm gonna play this game again because I miss it, you know? And here we are. I actually, initially, I wanted to play Reconnect for those recordings because I thought, well, I've never played Reconnect. It might be fun to have my genuine first impression. But as it turns out, Reconnect is a sequel, but it's mostly porn, to be quite honest. Now, that's not to say it's not good. I played Kojaku's route and I quite enjoyed myself, but it didn't feel right to record that and put it on YouTube, you know. I figured if someone wants to see those scenes, they're gonna do it by themselves. They don't want me talking over it, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe they do, but I don't want that. So that's why I'm just playing the main game. The best way to travel around here is by foot. It's what everyone does. The transportation system is the old resident district is pretty bad. In the old resident district, sorry. There's a big street running through the center of the city, and sometimes there may be a bus or a train or even a taxi. But they also can be cancelled or delayed without notice, so they're not really reliable. The roads might be blocked at any time too, so nobody trusts public transportation. Honestly, it's like that in my city too, so I feel this. Even now, there are hardly any cars on the street. There's only one taxi waiting in vain, and some junked cars parked by the roadside. The sidewalk is filled with people coming and going. The most reliable thing you could have are your own legs. The hopeless old resident district is divided into north, south, east, and west. They're similar but have some differences. For example, the East District, where both Haybon and my home are, is a residential area mixed with parts of downtown. The whole district is relatively safe, and it's easy to get your hands on various things. The North District is an off-limits area and has become something like a ghost town. It's unsafe. The West District is a residential area, but you can't really do any shopping there. The South District is full of clothing shops, game arcades, and entertainment facilities, so a lot of young people go there. And if you go further than the North District, there's Platinum Jail, a place full of celebrities and corporate purveyors. Sorry, not familiar with that word. Platinum Jail is one of the 5 Japanese conglomerates. And when Toei Inc. bought this island, Midorijima, they transformed it to members-only entertainment area. If the stories I've heard are true, everything there seems to be luxurious. Starting with the oval tower standing in the center of the city, there are huge casinos, movie theaters, shopping malls, and hotels. Anyway, it's packed with all sorts of things. Basically, you can't become a member unless you're invited, but the membership fee is about enough to buy this whole island, or so I've heard. Of course, people here in the old resident district can't get into Platinum Jail. The old resident district is, so to speak, almost like a slum, so it's tentatively managed to the degree that barely anyone can live there. But that's it. The police who only act big are teamed up with Yakuza and do whatever they want, so there's a huge difference between here and Platinum Jail. It's not like we can do anything about it. Even if we're unhappy, we can't do anything but endure and swallow it. Even so, it's often said that there's no place like home, so once you get used to it, living here is unexpectedly comfortable. Now that's good. We're not cornered so badly that we can't live. We have our nice days. I don't wish for much. I don't mind if it continues like this. I love Aoba. He's so nice, he's so simple, he's so genuine. I love him. The people in the old resident district live thinking like that.
Aoba. Aoba.
Ren pokes his head out of the bag and taps my arm with his paw.
どうした？
考えすぎだ。思考回路がショートするぞ。
Oh boy, if I had an all-mate, it would be screaming at my thought circuit.
マジか？つか、どんだけ貧弱な思考回路なんだよ、俺。
比較対象をごく一般的な成人男性として、その思考回路の強度を仮に100とすると、青葉の思考回路の強度は。
いい、そういうのはいいから。その説明で余計にショートする。
A boy who hates numbers. Again, another good thing about him. I involuntarily smile at Ren's earnest answer and stroke his head. Good, give him all the affection. Ren is a dog-type all-mate. All-mates are artificial life forms with intelligence, generally used as support for network tools. They can search the internet and virtual space for information, and of course they can also be used to shop online. Depending on the model, it's also possible to use one as a helping hand around the house, and they play an active part as a partner in a net game called Rhyme. There are many types of all-mates. Among them are animal types, which have many different forms. Many people love them as pets. You know, I've never seen a cat all-mate. Maybe I'll be proved wrong through the game, maybe I just don't remember, but I wish I could see that. Ren and I have been together for quite a long time too. I'm not exaggerating to say I would even call him my partner. Even as all-mates improve and new models come out, I wouldn't abandon Ren, even if hell froze over.
青葉、近道をするなら次の道を右だ。
あっぶね。 通り過ぎるとこだった。
What a useful little creature. Following Ren's instructions, I enter into a narrow side street. Once I get through here, I'll be close to the courier. The thing that acts as a divider to the four parts of the old resident district is a street called Aoyagi Street. On Aoyagi Street, there are lots of stores where you can get common items cheaply. In contrast, there are many maniac hobby stores in the back streets. As I walk on the side street, a group leaning untidily against a dirty wall stand out. Like guys taking turns biting a silver drug sheet. That sort of atmosphere. What's wrong with punk kids these days? Weren't you kind of like that when you were younger, Alba? There was a time when I thought those kind of things were normal. I was the same, there you go. But hey, it's not like I'm old enough to speak like a grandpa. I'm finished with that kind of thing, totally. As I pass between the guys hanging out, the contents of their loud conversation reach my ears.
でさ、本当にあったらしいんだよ。こういきなり頭の中を乗っ取られるっつうの。
なんだそりゃ、強制ライム参加かよ。
そうそう、まさしくそれだよ。道端でいきなりライム仕掛けられて、しかも相手がすっげえ強いんだって。
でもそれって臼井がいない状態ってことだろ。なのにライムとかできんの。
それができるらしいんだよな。よくわかんねえけど。
Sounds scary.
準備も何もしてねえのに戦うとか無理じゃね。拒否れねえの。
問答無用らしい。とにかく強制的に引っ張られてボコられるってんで、まさしく辻斬りだよ。
やべえなそれ。
They seem to be talking about Rhyme. Rhyme is an avatar type online fighting game. I guess I don't need to explain anything to you guys. The game does it. So, when opponents connect their consciousness online with a device, they can experience a virtual battle that feels real. There's no notifications as to when and where it's happening at all. When Usui, who performs the holding and judging of the game, appears, then that place becomes the field. At first, it was a free game made by an amateur. The rules were loose, and apparently there was no Usui either. The rules were loose. When it gained popularity fast, Toei Inc., affiliated companies finally became sponsors. Then, there was the strengthening of the system with the adding of Usui and set official rules, which is what Rhyme is today. Well, since I'm not doing Rhyme, it doesn't concern me. Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't, Alba. I'm sure it's not gonna come up again in the story and you'll be totally fine. I pass through the alley and walk onto Oyagi Street again. I can see the curious sign at the end of the wild road. While walking towards it, I notice a thick crowd in the middle of the road. It seems to be a loud fight. Curious onlookers gathered around and made noise. I continue to walk, trying to avoid the whole mess. A stir in the crowd suddenly occurs, followed by a shrill scream. I look into the center between the curious onlookers, standing on my tiptoes. A big, bulky man shamefully lies on the ground while another man stands next to him. The man standing was facing away from me. Even so, I immediately recognize him. A bright red kimono and a big sword. It can only be him.
図体の割に大したことねえな。せっかく彼女の前だってのに台無しじゃねえか。
Who could it be? Yeah, same. So cool, so dreamy. I can't argue with that. When Kojaku taps the sword to his shoulder, the hard-eyed girls rush to him while stepping on the men laying on the ground. Jesus, sheesh. Speed it up, girl. Speed it up. A woman who was standing at a distance approaches Kojaku and apologetically lowers her head in a bow.
私もコージャクさんに髪を結ってもらいたいって彼には生意気なのよ。
So cheeky. Yeah, no, when it's your turn. The embarrassed woman seems to be the lover of the man still laying on the street. Oh. Perhaps the two tried to enter Kojaku's shop and started an uproar or something. Kojaku controls the surrounding women gently with hand gestures and smiles at the bowing woman.
お嬢さん、そう思ってくれるのは神結冥利に尽きるぜ。けどな、みんな俺の大事なお客さんなんだ。 順番はちゃんと守ってもらわねえとな。
Look at the charmer. He knows exactly just what to say.
彼氏もちっと強引だったが、あんたを思ってのことだ。あんまり責めてやるなよ。また日改めて来てくれ。そん時は歓迎するからよ。
He's not interested into you, by the way. He likes long-haired people. I'll leave it at that. The troubled woman's expression changes incredibly quickly. Her eyes sparkle and she blushes up to her cheeks. Did this really have to happen? The other surrounding women apparently didn't like where this was going, so they start to push around the enchanted woman.
ちょっといつまでそこにいんのよ。どいてよ。ゴージャクさん、汗かいたでしょ。これさっき買ったばかりのハンカチなんですけど、もしよかったら使ってください。
いや、そりゃ悪いだろう。気に入って買ったんだろう。自分で使いな。
What a gentleman.
いいです。ゴージャクさんに使っていただけるなら、きっとこのハンカチも本望です。
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I would like to be Kojaku's handkerchief.
そこまで言われて断ったんじゃ男がスタルってもんだ。そんじゃありがたく使わせてもらうぜ。
Kojaku takes the woman's hand together with her handkerchief and draws them closer to himself, smiling.
ありがとな。
There it is, his famous lady killer smile. At least, that's what I call it. The handkerchief woman goes into a weakened state and attracts glares full of terrible jealousy. Every single woman seems to be poised for the kill.
さっさと行くか。
He's so upset. I've seen this act many times. Disgusted, I start to separate from the crowd.
青葉。
Hey, here's the man. Here's the full man in all of his beauty. I know that everybody's attention is now directed to me. Don't call out to me, not now. This is bad. Let's pretend I didn't notice. So rude. I turn on my heels and quickly start to walk away.
おい、待てって。
Kojaku, disregarding my attitude, runs after me and catches my arm. Here we go again.
コージャック。
Kojaku!
青葉。やっぱり青葉じゃねえか。
See, he's so happy to see you.
Oh.
Don't run away.
なんだよ、水くせえな。
For real.
いたんなら声かけろって。
Exactly. Be polite.
ああ、まあ仕事中に通りかかっただけだし。
仕事中？配達か。
Such big hands. Kojaku breathes out and smiles. The surrounding women's eyes becomes arts again. That smiling is his habit from long ago, but there are plenty of women who still fall for it like this. It's like his sub-weapon. However, there are too many people, so speaking is difficult, and the women's eyes are scary. Yeah, understandable.
お前も仕事中だろ。なんか騒ぎになってたけど。
ああ、こいつが列を無視しようとしたからよ。ちょいと軽くな。
Kojaku points at the man who is face down on the road.
お前いい加減にしとかないとそのうち刺されるぞ。
For real.
刺される？誰に？
見りゃわかるでしょうが。
Feeling jaded, I look at the women who are glaring back at me. It almost feels like they're saying, "It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. If you get close to Kojaku, I'll never forgive you." With nothing but their glares.
まあ大丈夫だろう。つか、俺がそう簡単に刺されるように見えるか？
Nah, you don't. Kojaku lifts the edges of his mouth into a smile and laughs. This guy. But he certainly is skilled, so I won't say anything. Kojaku has been aware of the merits of his looks for a long time now, and, not to put it bluntly, he's a casually confident man that's pretty good at fighting. He works as a women's hairdresser at his own pace, and he seems to be quite famous for it. He works according to his own whims and sets up his signs when he wants to. There's no notice and he doesn't take reservations. Despite that, people always line up immediately. Whenever Kojaku touches your hair, it's supposed to send you to heaven. I can't even imagine how that works. Through my own eyes, this good guy act seems nothing but cheap. Jesus, you like him, he's your friend. Be
と
nice.
にかく 女遊びはほどほどにしとけよ。影で泣いてる女がどんだけいるんだか。
That's what he's really mad about. He's jealous.
んなこと言ってもな。しょうがねえだろう。末前食わぬは男の恥だし、女はこの世の宝だし。
Oh, Kojaku.
女は綺麗で可愛い。
True.
だからみんなに優しくしてやりたいんだよ。
He has a point.
ゴージャクさん、素敵。
So cool.
まあ、それはそれでいいんじゃないですかね。じゃ、
He's so
俺
pissed.
もう行くわ。
I love how pissed he is.
お
Bye, Kojaku.
ちょっと、次は私が言って
Yeah, yeah. Same, Oba. As soon as I was finished talking, the women went back to mobbing Kojaku. Standing in the middle, Kojaku looks at me as if he just remembered something.
ああそうだ。また近々お前んとこ行くから。
Hell
タエさんに
yeah.
よろしく。
へいへい。
I give a short answer and start walking again. Even so, that guy didn't seem tired at all. He does anything he likes because he says women are treasures, but for me it's just impossible. Isn't it said that people like him are a certain kind of character? While listening to the women's bubbling voices from behind, I walk to the courier. A specialized shipping office, delivery works. I enter through the sign-bearing automatic doors and am greeted by the smiling face of Yoshie-san, who sits at the reception desk.
いらっしゃいませ。あら、おばちゃん、毎度。
Hello girl, I love your nails. That's French
お疲れ様です。
manicure. Looking good. I bow slightly and put the paper bag on the counter. Hey, a small dog with dangling glossy fur sits proudly on the counter and closely watches my movements. It's the sign dog of this shop, Yoshie-san's all-mate, Clara.
これ、お願いします。
はいはい、預かるわよ。
With experienced hands, Yoshie-san checks the address and pushes a nearby button. A box next to the counter opens and she throws the paper bag inside. The courier is a shipping service that sends packages immediately to anywhere in the old resident district. Even though we're on a small island, no one could possibly walk the same distance within a day. That's why in this town, where automobiles and such are inconvenient, it's very useful. Now then, with this, my work today is finished.
それじゃ、失礼します。
おばちゃん、この後お店へ戻るの？
いや、今日は帰ります。店長が店早く閉めるから、これ終わったら帰っていいって。
あら、そうなの。いいわね。だって今夜はダンナラの最終回じゃない。リアルタイムで見られるじゃないの。
It's probably a reference to a real TV show, right? I'm not
ダ
sure.
ン？何ですか？
やったの。この間教えてあげたばっかりじゃない。
Whoops, when you get caught and you were not listening to the person.
あ、そうでしたっけ？何でしたっけ？
Rude boy.
ドラマよ、ドラマ。
Call me rude boy
チー
boy.
クダンスでさようならよ。今日でついにどちらをパートナーに選ぶか決まるのよ。
Sounds riveting.
私は
Truly.
全然カイザー松岡がいいと思うの。あの爽やかな笑顔にちょっぴりのすっけがたまらないのよね。
Can't be as beautiful as Kojaku.
はあ。
He's probably thinking the same. Yoshi-san wraps her hair around her finger and looks absent-minded with eyes like a girl in love. Well, she isn't really a bad person.
じゃあ俺そろそろ。
そういえばね、おばちゃん、聞いた？ほら、あの話よ、あの話。もしかしたら知ってるかもしれないんだけど。
What happened? Please tell me. I have so much time on my hands. Yoshi-san seems to be quite serious and draws her eyebrows together while beckoning. She's not a bad person. I give up and bring my face closer to hers. There are no other people in the shop, but for some reason, Yoshi-san starts to speak in a whispering voice.
ほら、北の氷河谷あるじゃない。あ、もともといい噂のないところだけど、最近特に物騒な噂を聞くのよ。
Oh my.
は
He doesn't care.
あの辺にね、超極悪非道な死刑囚がリーダーをやってるチームがいるらしいのよ。
Wonder who did.
Ah.
Could be.
スクラッチでしたっけ？ なんかやばい連中が最近よく出没するみたいですね。
そうそう。刑務所の囚人たちで作られたチームらしいじゃない。確かちょっと前にもあの辺で誰か誘拐されたとか建物が壊されたとかそんな話があったでしょ。
Bad boys.
怖いわよね。夜道なんておっちおき一人で歩けないわ
Well,
よ。
just don't go there, honey.
警察なんて全然頼りにならないしね。それどころか警察だって私たち何するかわからないし。
Sounds a little bit too much like real life right now.
生きにくい世の中よね。
It's true that the police of the old resident district hardly do their jobs. They don't care if crimes are committed. For example, when passing a policeman, if you get on his nerves even just a little bit, you'll be punched, or in the worst case, arrested. They're just like Yakuza.
ああ、やだやだ。私も早く帰りたいわ。
How interesting that I decided to play this game now in
もし帰りに襲わ
2020.
れちゃったりしたらどうしよう。
え、
Yoshie-san sends me a meaningful look with sparkling eyes.
大丈夫じゃないですかね。
なになに青葉ちゃんひどい。
Doi!
私の一体何が大丈夫だっていうのよ。
For real.
じゃあ俺はこの辺でお疲れした。
He just wants to go home. Just let him go home. When I try to hurry to the exit, I'm stopped by a different voice than Yoshie-san's.
え、
あの青いのはどうしたのかしら。
The blue one.
クララちゃん、レンちゃんに会いたいの。そうよね。クララちゃんとレンちゃん仲良しだものね。
It's very cute. Yoshie-san lifts Clara in her arms and looks at me with eyes full of expectation.
ああ、今日はあいにくい家に。
Look at him just lying like that.
そのカバンに入っているんでしょ。私に挨拶もしないで帰るつもり。
When she presses me like that, I know I can't escape anymore. I'm sorry then, but endure it for a little while. I take out Ren, who's in sleep mode, from the bag and tap his head lightly to start him.
青葉、どうした？
レン、クララちゃんに。
Sorry, homie. His face. Ren's tail and ears droop. In front of him is the cocky Clara-chan being held by Yoshie-san. He doesn't want to do this.
どうしたの？まだ
That's
眠
not
ってい
his
るのか
job.
しら。
ごきげんよう、クララ。
ごきげんよう、レン。
Clara wags her tail joyfully. Yoshie-san also lowers the corners of her eyes and smiles.
クララちゃんとレンちゃんは
Oh yeah, they're great friends. It's very mutual.
それじゃあ挨拶も終わったし、今度こそこの辺で。
Please let him go.
ああ、待って。
Oh,
ちょ
jeez.
っと待って青葉ちゃん。
え、
Let him go!
一つだけ。ちょっと待ってね。
Okay,
我
what
々は
now?
ね
What
帰る
now?
ところ。
Yes, what do you want? We've all been there before. When I was freed from Yoshie-san and went out, it was already nighttime. Oh my.
ねえ、お疲れ。
避けて通れないのであれば仕方ない。
Faithful friend, Ren crouches down in the bag warily. Clara seems to like Ren in such a manner that when our eyes meet, it looks like he's begging for help. The personality of all mates can be set to one's liking. It changes with each environment, little by little. As a result, a difference comes out in the chemistry between all mates just like with people. Ren seems to not like Clara. Unfortunately for Ren, I think it's a bit entertaining.
青葉こそ大丈夫か？
なんとか。
After Yoshie-san stopped me, I was treated to a cake that had a huge amount of whipped cream on it. She'd made it in a cooking class. More accurately, I was forced to eat it all. Thanks to that, I now have a severe heartburn.
さあ、帰るか。
Yay! I pat Ren's back to encourage my fellow soldier, who has barely evaded death, and begin to walk towards home. So dramatic. So dramatical, should I say. The town was now dressed in night, and flashy neon lights lit up the shops everywhere. Because illegal construction isn't regulated, the sky in the old resident district is covered with the shadows of distorted buildings. That's why it's kind of dark even during the day. I really like this. I really like this this art. It's very cool. When night falls, groups that almost seem like they were in hiding until then come out. Ripstees groups gather too, so there's a completely different vibe from daytime. Ripsters are people in old resident district teaming up and fight in turf. Okay, I don't know why in is twice there. Wars by themselves. Because Ripstees is older than Rhyme, the guys doing Rib look down on the ones doing mostly Rhyme. The Ripsters think of those who do Rhyme as big-headed wise guys who live in their own fantasy world. But since it seems like some Ripsters that are switching to Rhyme, lately there have been many quarrels between the two groups. While I advance through the lively atmosphere, my hand is suddenly grabbed from behind. Oh my. What's going on? I'm scared.
おこれブレインナッツのジャケットじゃん
The person who grabs my arm is a frivolous man whose hair is dyed red, probably younger than me.
なあ、このデザインって今プレミアついてるやつじゃね
This time, a green-haired guy comes closer with a smile. Wow, their hair colors. Is it Christmas? Alba, you have blue hair. What are you talking
やばい
about?
俺これすげえ欲しいんすけどなあお兄さん
The red-haired one looks at me with an artificial smile.
駅前の店で売ってるよ
He told them. He does not give a fuck. When I try to shake off his hand with great effort, the redhead looks at me angrily.
ちょっと待てって
お前なんだよその態度
俺は今ここでこれが欲しいって言ってんだよ
Okay, so go buy it.
つかさ俺らバグボムなんだけどさ知ってるよね
No, I have
バ
not.
グボム
Nobody has heard
で
of you.
何舐めてんの
The green-haired guy holds out his wrist proudly. On it is a tattoo of a winking girl with enormous breasts leaning over a big pink bomb. Wow. Aren't these guys ashamed of having someone carve that onto them? And I haven't heard of Bug Bomb before, exactly. Irrelevant. Even though his tattoo would also be a thing that people in teams do, I knew very well that these guys were underlings. Because they're only that. They like to pick up fights openly like this.
だせああおい今なんつった
How about so bold?
だせっつったんだよ
Oh!
あ
What are you gonna do
あ
about
おめ
it,
え
huh?
どこのチームよ
入ってねえしはまさかのノーマーク
マジか
Red and green look at each other and started to smile stupidly.
ありえね
There are tag arts used as team symbols in Rib, and the team's tag art is tattooed somewhere on your body when you join. Those who don't have a tattoo are assumed to not do Rib. That's why it's common that no marks become targets of diversion for Ribsters. There's no team that holds a grudge if you happen to kill a no mark.
えへえノーマークってことはやっちゃっていいんだ
No, don't touch him.
余裕っしょお兄さんさちょっと一緒にあっち行こうよ
No, I'm scared.
その辺にしとけよ
Who's that?
ああ
Who's that? Red and green throw an exaggerated glare at the voice coming from behind them.
こいつに絡むと顎砕かれるぞ
Yeah!
何お前だ
Who could it be? That cool leather jacket? As soon as the green-haired one sees the owner of the voice, his facial expression stiffens.
おいやばいよ
何がだよ
こいつドライジュースのヘッドの水木だ
Mizuki?
はドライジュース
こいつの必殺技知ってるか狐のかかと落としっつうの一発食らうと顎砕かれるぜ
What?
ドライジュースなら最初からそう言えよ
He's not though.
行こうぜ
Goodbye. After saying worthless last words, the two of them ran off like puppies with their tails between their legs. Witnessing that, the guy behind me laughs.
だっせーなおい逃げるくらいなら最初から喧嘩売るなっつうの
I know, right? Already knowing his identity, I turn around. Mitsuki!
久しぶりだな青葉水木
So beautiful. I love him so much. This radiantly smiling guy is Mizuki, leader of the largest rip team, Dry Juice. Look a bit lower than his dark hair, and below one of his green eyes you'll find a tear tattoo, his team symbol, proudly displayed on his dark skin. Well,
狐
I don't
の
know
か
about
かと落と
dark.
しってなんだ
It's
よ。
darker than yours, I guess.
お前の足技の話だよ。名前はさっき適当につけたけど。でも、顎砕いたことあるのは間違ってないだろ。
何年前の話だよ。
See, Aoba was a bad boy before.
俺は今でもよく覚えてるけどな。つか、お前がこの時間にこの辺にいるって珍しいな。
はあ、まあな。
ようやく来る気になったか、ドライジュースに。
I would join dry juice, I don't care. I'll join. He smiled wildly as he spoke, but I just shrugged my shoulders lightly.
まさか。そういうの嫌だっつってるだろ。
チームも入ってみりゃ、意外といいもんだぜ。
I don't know about that. Mizuki and I hung around a long time ago. We were friends that did a lot of stupid things. I've always liked this sentence because it just makes me think, like, I wish we saw more of Aoba's past and like what kind of stupid things did he do with Mizuki? I need to know. Did they like were they rebellious? Did they kiss each other? You know? I don't know. He has a friendly personality, but in tight situations he's capable of exact and tight reasoning. Since all the guys participating in RIB like to act real tough, I think it's pretty awesome that he was able to put so many of them together to make the largest RIB team. But I still have no plans to join Dry Juice or become a Ribster.
とにかく、めんどいの嫌なの、俺は。
Well, this is gonna be fun for you, Aoba.
知ってるよ。でも、最近はうちも結構微妙なんだよな。
微妙？そうか？お前んとこ相変わらず最強だろ？
あれだよ。ライムのせいだ。
ライム？
Mizuki's facial expression clouds.
うちのメンバーもちょろちょろ流れてんだよ。ライムなんて頭脳戦っていや聞こえいいけど、所詮はただの妄想ゲームだろ。まったく、どこがいいんだかわけわかんねえよ。妄想で縄張り守れるかっつうの。
まあ、
He's
確かにな。
old-fashioned. It's not like I couldn't understand the feelings Mizuki harbored against Rhyme. The same could be said about Rib, that it's a children's foolish war game. But despite that, Mizuki is thinking about his team seriously. He may not forgive the guys who easily jump at the trend.
それから、神隠しだ。
神隠し？
聞いたことあるだろう。昔、リブのチームが丸ごと全員行方不明になったって話。
あるけど、でもあれって都市伝説みたいなもんだろ？しかも10年くらい前の噂だし。
10 years ago?
どういう理由かはわかんねえんだが、最近、ぱったり見かけなくなったチームがいるんだよな。
ヘマでもしてヤクザに締められたとかじゃねえの？
それが、消えたチームのメンバーが、数日経ってからふらっと帰ってくるってのが起きてな。でもそいつ、何も覚えてなかったらしい。
The same happened to Aoba, right? Years ago?
自分のことも忘れてて、
Am I spoiling?
まる
I
で
can't tell.
脳が壊れちまってるような感じだったらしいぜ。
でも、神隠しって確か、犯人はあのモルヒネだってオチじゃなかったか？モルヒネ自体が都市伝説みたいなもんだし。
ま、そうなんだけどな。
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing. Morphine. Long ago, it was the strongest and most feared legendary team among Ribsters. Their tag art was full of black from top to bottom and had a heart and a cross. Their strength was wrapped in mystery. Though there are various rumors, all contents were scattered and nothing made sense. Those disappearances were the same. Even if there are guys that saw morphine, there are no specific stories or evidence at all.
犯人がモルヒネじゃないとなると、もしかしたらライムやってる奴らの仕業じゃねえかとか考えたりもしたんだけどな。
そりゃちょっと話がぶっ飛びすぎだろ。
本気で言ってるわけじゃないぜ。ただ最近奴ら調子に乗ってきてるからな。
Nah, I think he's more serious about it than he lets on.
だからって神隠しまでやって、しかも人の頭をおかしくするとか、そんなことできんのか？そこまでやれるんなら何かしらの騒ぎになってるだろ。
I mean, the police sucks, so... In the game, I mean. I don't want to get into trouble. I mean, in the game, the police sucks.
いや、わかってるって。だから俺も本気で言ってるわけじゃない。
You keep saying that, but I don't believe you. Suddenly, a cheer arises nearby. Surrounding people begin to run in that direction. Mizuki clicks his tongue and grimaces.
ライムか。ああ、なんか気分悪いな。そろそろ行くわ。また今度店に顔出せよ。
Don't go, Mizuki.
なあ、
No, don't let him go. No, oh, he's gone. Alright. Mizuki waves with his open hand and advances through the crowd, pushing away those who are gathering at the rhyme site. After Mizuki's figure disappears completely, I turn my face to the direction in which everybody was running to. I don't hate rhyme like Mizuki does, but I'm not very interested in it either. If you meet Mizuki for the first time and talk about rhyme with him, you'll probably hate it afterward.
どうした？
なんでもねえよ。行くか。
I pat Ren's head and begin to walk in the noisy alley. Then, suddenly, I'm wrapped in a white light. A mass of light appears in front of me when I stop to see what happened. It gradually takes a human form and extends its hand towards me. Its fingertips brush my cheek and vanish. While I wonder what happened, many people suddenly swarm around me.
え、うわ
That gives me anxiety. I'm mobbed by an excited group. I don't think I can slip out of here.
薄い
Usui! Wow! A large circle of light floats on the ground, and what appears inside is a body of a woman with multiple arms sways slowly and then stops.
さあ、お待たせしました皆さん。これよりライムを開始します。本日の第1戦目はライムネームプレイヤー vs ルート44の対戦だ。
Player? What a cool player name! This is Rhyme. I've seen it several times at a distance, but this is the first time I've been up so close.
プレイヤーはこれまで5
What
回
appears within the light is the symbol and referee of Rhyme, Usui.
ルート44は初
Usui
参加。
speaks in a deep voice, contradicting its appearance. While brightening the light and swaying two hands, a huge virtual monitor appears over its head. The audience can watch the state of the game from that monitor. The participants are already standing on both sides of Usui and adjust the settings on their allmates.
果たして
Oh, there we go! There's a cat allmate! It's a white cat! Look on the left! I've never noticed that, I swear. Oh my god, that's really cute.
さあ
What about the other guy? I can't see his allmate.
完了したようだ。ルート44の方ももうそろそろ OK か？
I'm rooting for the cat guy.
両者とも準備完了。それじゃあ早速始めようか。ゲームスタート。
Cat guy. Usui smiles and raises a hand with a graceful movement, unfitting of its voice. The monitor emits a white light and projects the field. The audience cheers and hoots anonymously. Suddenly, a sharp pain runs through my head. I hold my forehead and my gaze wanders. What? Is it because the audience is so
青
loud?
葉、大丈夫か？
ああ、大丈夫。でも、そろそろ行くか。
そうした方がいい。
Passing somewhat forcibly between the spectators who were absorbed in rhyme, I slip out from the mountain of onlookers. I lean on a nearby wall, exhale, and look down. Someone's here? It's Raymond from Animal Crossing! When I look up, I see a familiar
こ
duo.
んばんは。やっほー。どうしたんですか？気分でも悪くなりました？
I'm fine.
人酔いでもした？
I'm fine, let me go home.
Wheels and Trip!
Yay, Virus and Trip, everyone's favorite duo.
なあ。まあ、そんなとこかな。
The one with the glasses is Virus, and the powerfully built one is Trip. I've known these two for a long time.
青葉、気分はどうだ？
まあまあ、大丈夫。こんなところでどうしたんです？ ライムなんて珍しい。いや、どうってこともねえんだけど。もしかして、興味湧いちゃいました？
Nope.
全然そういうんじゃねえよ。ぼんやりして巻き込まれたんじゃねえの？違うって。
Leave him alone.
つかお前らこそ、何こんなとこでフ
Yeah,
ラフ
why
ラ
are
して
you
んだ
here?
よ。俺たちはお仕事ですよ。ライムの連中、最近はしゃぐから。
There are some so-called dangerous associations in the old resident district. These two are members of one. Ah, great. I got acquainted with them long in the past, back when I was in my teens and did stupid things. Then again with the stupid things, tell me more. What did you do with Mizuki? That's what I want to know. I spent all my time in the western district, Wanibashi, and didn't go home, and for some reason I was always irritated. When I was living like that, I once made a mistake in a fight and encountered a person who wanted revenge, and I was sent to the hospital. It's embarrassing to even remember. At the moment, only these guys and Granny know about those days. At one time, we lost contact with each other, but we began to talk again starting a few years ago. I had become a part-timer, and they had joined the Yakuza. Okay. Saying that, here the police are like Yakuza, so I don't think much of it.
それにしても、相変わらずお前ら似たような格好してんな。双子見て。双子じゃありませんから。青葉さんはお仕事の方は順調ですか？アイスクリーム屋さんだっけ？ペンギンのエプロンの。あれは一日でクビ
I
に
would
なっ
have
たんだっ
loved to
け？
see Alba in a penguin apron.
一日じゃない。3日。今はジャンクショップの店員やってるよ。なんだっけ？平等？
Don't pretend like you don't know. I bet you know very
平
well.
凡。もう結構長く続いてるし。青葉さんに平凡なんてネーミング合いませんけどね。もし暴れたくなったらいつでも声をかけてください。うち
That's what friends are for, right?
おすすめですよ。
If you want to get violent, give me a call.
気持ちだけ受け取っとく。青葉さんの戦ってる姿また見たいって今でもよく思うんですけどね。そうそう、俺たちファンだからな。青。
おっとルート44ダメージ250
Yes! Cat, guy, cat, guy. The excitement of the audience reaches its peak as Usui continues to broadcast the rhyme. Then, a voice enters, dividing the enthusiastic atmosphere. Akushima! Accompanied by police officers is the megaphone holding evil eye detective Akushima. And on that note, on this image of a beautiful man who seems very mentally stable, I am going to stop here. I hope you had a good time. I sure had a good time. We met a lot of characters already, but not all of them. So let's see what happens next time on Dramatical Murder. And by the way, I have not chosen yet which route I'm gonna be taking. So if anyone watches this and has a request on whose route I should play, let me know. I'm very open-minded. So see you next time. Bye!